Hello students, in this video we will discuss about the second part of aerobic respiration, that is oxidative decarboxylation. In this method or in this part of process, pyruvic acid is converted into acetyl coenzyme A in presence of pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and the equation it is formed that is pyruvic acid plus coenzyme A plus NAD gives rise, in the presence of magnesium ion, also pyruvic pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme gives acetyl coenzyme A plus CO2 plus NADH plus H plus ion. The acetyl coenzyme enters in TCA cycle, and TCA cycle is the third part of aerobic respiration. Try carboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle. This Krebs cycle. Also we can say citric acid cycle. Try carboxylic acid cycle, Krebs cycles or citric acid cycle. This cycle starts with condensation of acetyl group with oxaloacetic acid. Add water to yield citric acid, which undergoes a series of reactions. What are these? It is aerobic and takes place in a mitochondrial matrix. Krebs cycles takes place in mitochondrial matrix. Each pyruvic acid molecules produce 4 NADH plus H plus, also 1 FADH2 and 1 ATP. And third important point is, one glucose molecule has been broken down to release CO2 and 8 molecules of NADH. 8 molecules of NADH plus H plus, 2 molecules of FADH2 and 2 molecules of ATP. ATP. Now what is the compensation point? Compensation point, it is the value of a factor. You can write down compensation point. What about this? It is the value of a factor at which the rate of photosynthesis controlled by its just equal to the rate of respiration. And photorespiration, so that there is no net exchange of gases between the photosynthetic organ and the environment. At compensation point, the photosynthetic tissue manufactures only such amount of food which is sufficient for it to remain alive. No food is supplied to rest of the plant. Therefore, net photosynthesis is 0. Okay. And now the fourth and last part, oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation. Now what is oxidative phosphorylation? The synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate using energy from the proton gradient is called oxidative phosphorylation. It means formation of ATP by ADP plus inorganic phosphate and energy given by proton. This is called oxidative phosphorylation. This takes place in elementary particle present on the inner membrane of cristae of mitochondria. This process in mitochondria is catalyzed by ATP synthesis. Here we can say in your notebook, your textbook. This is diagrammatic presentation of ATP synthesis in mitochondria. This is outer side and this one is inner mitochondrial membrane. And here is 2 proton, ATP formation by the ADP and 1 phosphate. This side is F0 and this one is F1. Okay. When this process in mitochondria is catalyzed by ATP synthesis complex 5. This complex has 2 major components, F0 and F1. F0 act channel for proton. It is a act as channel for F0 act as a channel for proton and F1 act as ATP synthesis. This is all about the oxidative phosphorylation. Now what about the respiratory balance sheet? Respiratory balance sheet. Glucose plus 6O2 plus 36 ADP plus 36 P gives 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O plus 36 ATP. Correct? Now, what are the total ATP production? This is, we can say, process number 1, glycolysis. In glycolysis, 2 ATP, 2 NADP, 2 NADH2, sorry, it means 6 ATP equals to total 8 ATP. 2 ATP and 2 NADH2, it means 6 ATP.